We're all set.
Okay, well, hello everyone, good evening. Thank you all for being here this evening. For being here, y'all decided to hang out with us for a little bit. So I'd like to call this meeting to order. The Municipal Park Foundation Board, Tuesday, October 14th, 2025. It is 6:02 p.m. or 6 o'clock p.m. We're just running the dot. So let's start with the roll call. William Pepper Alston, I'm here. Chris Ott, not here. Miss Sandra Freeman.
Here.
Is here. Miss Andrea Frazier.
Here.
Mr. Jeffrey Cohen Sr.
Here.
Miss Ashley Blythe is not here. Chris Colson.
Here.
And Mr. Ken Daniels.
Yeah.
That's everyone. And I will lead us in prayer. If I don't mind removing your caps and all that good stuff. Father God, I was going to say thank you for another opportunity. Thank you for life. Thank you for waking us up this morning, God. Thank you for the opportunity to come together as a unit to try to figure out the best plan of action for the park board and other surrounding activities around the community along the Lord. I ask you to give us the strength to not necessarily agree on everything, but to respect each other and to come to a solution to understand that this is bigger than all of us. This is bigger. This is just bigger than all of us. So I just want to say thank you again for life. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to fellowship and come together and be like-minded and trying to do what's best for the town of Allendale and the municipal park. So in your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Let's go ahead and stand to the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and all justice for all. Anyone want to lead the civility pledge? We volunteer.
I did it last time, I'll do it again if you want.
Anybody else want to speak? No one speak back now.
All right,
Go.
we gotta get good at this. All right, I pledge to build a stronger and more prosperous community by advocating for civil engagement, respecting others and their viewpoints, and finding solutions for the betterment of my city or town.
All right, meeting agenda topic number 5, approval of meeting minutes of September 9th. Do I have a motion on the floor?
So move. Second.
Discussion. I have one thing that I did find on the subcommittees. On the back, on the board discussions, I selected to be in 3 committees. I'm just missing in fundraising grants. So I make a motion to amend the subcommittee under board discussion to add myself to fundraising grants as well. Is that correct? Did that sound good? Okay, cool. So we keep the same motion. So let's go ahead and vote.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Any opposers?
No, but I'll abstain because I was not here.
Awesome. Okay, moving on to agenda topic number 6.
One, so that was to, a motion to amend, sorry, to add that part, so now we need to approve the minutes as amended.
Okay, perfect. So I want to make a motion to approve the minutes as amended for September 9th.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposers? Cool. Okay, so number 6, review the subcommittee assignment, meeting dates, and priorities for each subcommittee. They can just go ahead and make a discussion for this. I actually do have questions because I printed out the ordinance again. But before I get to that, how do we feel about where we are as far as our committees that we're on? Currently, I know Ms. Frazier, I'm not sure if you attended or are on a committee at this point.
No.
But we have to set that for another day to vote. Cat, correct? Since it's not on the agenda.
Yes, that would have to be on the other two.
Okay, well, obviously you still want your input on all this because we're part of the same team. So as far as fundraising grants, I think we're kind of the same. I know we have 3 outstanding grants, correct?
Yes, for the hard grants, we've got 3.
Right, okay, and then
Grants that we've already got the money for them.
Is that
grants that we've gotten approval for that we have to complete the project. So these are, two of them are outstanding ones that were applied for by Bill Wallace.
Okay,
And then the last one is for the signs. at the
Okay.
big park as well.
that's the one I'm familiar with. I'm not really that familiar.
Yeah, it'd be nice if we could, are we gonna be able to walk through that so you can explain it?
I don't, you did print out, you sent, I'm not sure you sent it there, there's, you know, you gotta check it.
Yeah,
out.
I went to-
Okay.
I mean, I got three numbers here. I got one for 2023 for 7,009,
Mhm.
one for 2024 for 7,484. And then one,
With signs.
yeah,
I don't
know why. well, one of them was, and I didn't write the year down on this one, but 7,983 and signage 1,995, so the total was 9,979, so. Are those the right numbers? I mean,
Yes.
because the town put some money into each one.
Yes, because this town has to match the grants, so we get like a larger sum and then like we have to match 25%.
So I got a total of 24,472, something like that.
Yes, and so for two of them, it's for benches and for improvements to the burn, like Bill Wallace applied for adding some seating to be put like on top of the berm and below the berm and also adding some fencing to there, and then there's one for just specific signs at the large.
And those have to be used for those purposes, right?
Yes,
And so any other grant right now, we still have to pretty much wait until everything is cleared up as far as the minutes from previous years, so.
yes, unless we find a grant that says that we don't have to be caught up on our audits, like that's not a disqualifying factor. Most audits that most grants that we go for, they do require current audits. There are some like hard grant that we just got, they don't state that that is a disqualifying factor. So that would be something to go for. Most grants will say that it is a
So
disqualifying
who
factor.
should we reach out to continue to get more grants? Unless we just.
You would tell me, direct me, or we would direct another member of staff to
Okay,
do it. Like if you guys found a grant and said, hey, this is a grant that I would like the town to obtain and go after. That'd be a directive for me to either myself or staff to go get.
I guess, is there like a qualified list of where we don't have to get audited to get, like, is there like a specific, we have to just do some research? Okay, gotcha.
Well, right now, there's a grant with Coastal Community Foundation through, what's the new, what's the telecom company?
TDS?
No, the other, one,
Home
Home Telecom got a grant. They're running it through, Community Foundation. I just found out about that one, and there's another one through, RTP. For trails, and I've been talking about trails for a while, and I think that one is due October 2026, I believe.
Okay. Or for the RTP one,
Yes, ma'am.
thank you.
I can send you an email from the link that I got, where it is.
Are we eligible to do that before we get our audit done?
I would look at the grant
Yes,
guidelines.
Some are and some aren't.
Yes,
All
so
right, thank
for
you.
those two, I would look at the qualifications and seeing if there's any excluding factor. If there's not, we will definitely go for them.
Okay. Great.
Any other discussion on A? So currently, right now, we have the three grants we're working with, part of it being for the burn, part of it being for benches and tables, and then for signage.
Yes, so the benches on burn, they were all related to benches.
Okay, so that's within the one, okay, gotcha, so benches and then tables and
Yes,
signs,
Mhm.
so benches, tables, signs, okay.
And what about timeline?
I know, I see the 2023 one is September 2026. To spend that's the 7,000 you were talking about, 7,009 you're talking about, the other ones I had to pull it up. I know one was 2028, I believe, for the burn, if I'm not mistaken. Burn.
Second.
Okay, so we have timeline.
Yeah, we got time, we got time.
It's just not stated on. Okay, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah, it'll be here before you know it, though, we do have some time.
Well, one of them has to be pretty quick, right?
I think the soonest one is the 2026 one, yeah, that's the soonest one, so we got 11 months from now.
But sooner rather than later to spend it, because we put up the money first and then they reimburse us for it.
So do we have to spend, Can we spend more than that grant? I mean, how, do you have to get it exact or I've not dealt with it.
If we spend more than the grant amount, I would have to go back to council for a budget amendment to say that we are going outside of the scope of work.
Okay, so the idea is to stay below.
Because the grant will only reimburse us for whatever the grant amount is.
Right.
So if we go over that, it would just be saying that we are putting in more money than the grant.
Okay.
Any other questions on A? All right, cool. So B, finance priorities, determine park budget for fiscal year 2026, identify funding gap opportunities, prepare budget, report for board and council to be given monthly. So my question on this is, I went back and read the ordinance again. The ordinance is kind of redundant and not super clear, and that's why I think this needs to be amended.
Yeah.
Based off of the discussion, me and Ken Cross had it the last, or two council meetings ago. So in section C, 2, it says, and this is all under section 154.
Which is still being codified with AM legal. We've been having some issues of getting all of our ordinances codified, so it says that it's pending,
Okay,
but it will be on the website soon.
okay, well, it says coordinating, facilitating park programs, activities and events, including establishing policies, procedures and permits as needed. This may involve working with independent contractors. That's saying that's our word. So then you go to C3. It then follows up and says, recommending to council in procurements, contracts, or improvements regarding park programs, activities, events, and facilities maintenance. So are we just giving advice? Or are we hands-on? Like, what are we, because this is very redundant and it doesn't make any sense. Do we want to reach out to independent contractors or do we need to get permission? And then it also goes into saying, coordinating with the county Greenbelt Advisory Board staff regarding all matters involving Greenbelt conditions and restrictions. So like I said, I just need our roles to be clear. Are
I
we
think
just
Chris Otten had the same question.
because are we coming up with a comprehensive plan and just giving it over, or are we actually handling? Because, I mean, in my opinion, we can't come up with a budget if we. I mean, it seems like we're just giving advice.
For the budget part, I will say is you're more of the recommending stuff for me to just sit down with you guys
Okay.
in December, January, February, while we're preparing the budget to start discussing what operations there are. For the current budget that you have before you guys, it was estimated since it was a brand new board, we didn't really know. We thought we were going to have 4 events. We're not having 4 events, so that revenue is gonna be down. Some of the operations for talking about if we wanna improve like mowing or landscaping or anything related to that. It'd be you guys telling me to then present it to the council for them to make that decision. Because they are the ultimate ones to say how the town spends the money.
Right.
So that's why I think it has it with the little redundancy of. Where the park board be the one to say like, here's for the formulation of the RFP, here's how we think that we should go do it. The council says yes, but you guys would be the ones like reviewing the RFP and saying like, yes, here we go, because that's how I've seen it done. Now you'll ask for clarification from the council, and that could also potentially change because we are in the middle of the election, so.
Right.
That's how I would see it as when we ask and sit down with the council. Later on, just like planning for November, but we said with other future meetings, we can say, okay, this is what we would like to do and see it moving forward.
So if we have like an estimate we could work with, because I.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess what would that be as far as an estimate for 2026 as far as? Are we breaking down these budgets to, infrastructure for?
It would be breaking it down for absolutely everything in the park, so it'd be for infrastructure, any capital improvements. If we're looking at, any kind of like fee structure for when we're operating, if we're gonna charge for people to come into the park, how you wanna estimate that, how you wanna build that in. Any kind of maintenance costs for the park, so like once we put in the gates, if we're going to have them be electric or not, that kind of stuff, so it'd be also detailed for how we're going to handle festivals moving forward. So how the park board would like to see that and saying, okay, we're gonna do it in-house, how are we going to do that? If we're going to seek out for another RFP, how would we do that? Request for qualifications, I would actually put that under. just some ideas. This is,
Yeah, no, I get it. So I guess for right now purposes, I mean, where do we stand? Do we wait until the election or to kind of, or does that have anything to do with?
no, I can give you guys a better estimate of the finances and stuff, for like determining the budget and like where we stand today for like current expenditures
Okay.
and moving off of there. It would better help to kind of sit down with that committee and discuss where you guys see as a whole moving forward, to give you guys a better breakdown of how to see the budget.
Yeah, because I did read something about coordinating the planning commission. So I mean, we need to have a meeting with everyone to really get things going the way we want to based off of this ordinance. Any questions about B? I mean, you can't really.
I have a question. So. I'm hearing a lot of back and forth over the numbers, and I just wanna get this clear. So how much? Besides the 24,083 grants that we can get. How much money has town allocated so far to the park? How much could we use? Based on our current budget, and FY 26, is that December of 26?
No, that's December of 25, so like our
FY
budget,
26 is December 25, so that's only the next 3 months.
so the fiscal year goes from July 1 through June 30th, so we're
Okay.
preparing for the budget like. Within December, January, February, typically the council has had their budget meeting in March. To go through line item by line item, every single item in the budget.
Okay, so finance committee's. Charged with putting together a budget.
Mhm.
And I'm in charge of finance committee, so I need to get some thoughts in my head, right? So we have between now and December to budget certain money. to spend
Yes, I
certain money.
think I was saying December to kind of start getting this moving forward more quickly. Cause the budget process that happened last year is because I came in January rather late, so it was kind of put to looking at. Budgeted numbers from the previous fiscal year that was given to me,
So
but we can
won't-
always looking to improve the budget process. It's more of like a fluid process, so we can have those discussions sooner rather than later.
So the
Because I,
first, and what you're saying is the first budget we actually put together will be for January of next year to December.
it'll be from July 1 of 2026 through June 30th of 2027, because our current fiscal year ends June 30th. But we start the budget process now.
Okay, but we gotta spend some money between now and next June on the park.
Yes, but we'll have those anticipated expenditures listed out. So like for mowing is gonna be the main one if we've got the gate project. That moves forward in this current fiscal year, all of that stuff. That would be like a good conversation of going in more and more detail with the finance committee to say, here's everything that we have detailed for you.
Yeah, so I think,
I just don't.
and I'm sorry to be redundant here, but what I'm being charged with is to come up with how much money we are gonna spend between now and next June. And then next July, the following year. Does that make sense?
So the current expenditures that we have are in the current budget right now. So the budget that I sent to the committee, that is through June 30th, 2025. Those are our anticipated expenditures. I would need to provide to you guys the actual expenditures that we've been doing from July 1, 2024 through. No, hang on, from July 1, 2025 through June 30th of 2026.
Yeah, because a lot of this we're not gonna do, right? Food equipment rental, we're not doing that. Municipal, well, we're gonna do improvements, we're gonna do maintenance. And this 60,000 for improvements and 40,000 for maintenance. Do we have that money? We do, okay.
Yes.
So the town has, we can allocate that, go ahead and recommend, so that, okay, so I was under the impression we didn't have all that available to us between now and.
Yeah, me too. I don't know what we have, yeah.
I can look at the actual numbers and give it to you. I don't have that sitting right in front of you right now.
Yeah, I think we need to figure that out as quick as we can, because we need to figure out. I mean, if we had a checkbook with a 75,000 in it right now, and the town's already approved that through next June. Then we have we may not be able to spend that money without town council approval, but we have something to work with. Like, I don't know whether our budget's 50,000 or 288,000.
And do we have to spend what's in our budget by the end of June?
If we don't spend everything by the end of June, it would go into the reserve fund.
Okay, so we won't spend our money.
Do we have a specific list of in priority of what it takes to get open? I mean, just from A to Z, we gotta get this done, this done, this done, this done to open the park.
I think Chris and Ashley taking the lead on the, I think the main thing was the gates, the signs and the parking at gate
The
one.
one thing I've heard more
Right.
than anything else,
Yeah.
when can we go? And, you know, if we got something solid to say, gotta get this done, gotta get this done, gotta get this done. We can open the doors here and then we gotta get this done, this done, this done. And the money apparently is there to do these things.
That means to me, I didn't know that, so.
Yeah, I'm just saying, you know, A, B, C, D, let's, you know, get the stuff in the list, I'm sure, but I'm not sure it's in the right order.
Sure.
And I am happy to prepare a detailed budget based on whatever numbers we have and whatever numbers this board wants to spend on certain things to present to council. I'm happy to do that. I just don't know where to start because I don't know what the numbers are.
So like I said, these are these actual numbers or these projected numbers?
Those are budgeted numbers, though.
Okay.
So like they were projected revenues. I will be preparing the budget to actual to give you guys so you can have better accuracy.
So,
Yeah, because we're clearly not gonna, we're not gonna
No,
get 288,000.
no.
So if we don't get the two
We
288,
lost money.
just say we can still spend 244. That's my question. I don't know how to answer that. Can we, I mean, do we have to raise more money before we spend more money, or is the town gonna fund it? Or does that make sense?
I think the town is funding us. We're in their budget.
I have to kind of like get back to you on that question.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, that's fine. I think that's, well, as finance chair, that's what I want to know, is because people are gonna wanna spend it on certain things, and that's great, but the more the better. But where's it coming from? And maybe it's all coming from the town, and we have that, and we can spend it. I think that's great. But I was not under that impression before. I thought we had to raise all the money to improve the park. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I'd love to figure out.
I also saw, I think in the ordinance where it said you had to prepare a budget report on the quarterly. We saw that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that needs to be changed to quarterly there instead of monthly. You have to do it.
No, but once we get it together, we can update it pretty easy for each meeting. That's no problem.
And just give it back to them.
You can literally create like an Excel active sheet where they can have access to it, they can see, you know, with our plans and stuff like that, so that's.
Well, I'll need young people for that. But I can get the Excel sheet.
That's no problem.
I don't know about the acting.
I'm definitely willing to help out with that. So I guess we kind of put B to the side, we kind of, I guess really just need to continue to figure out what our priorities are, like you said, I understand gate. I think the best way to get us open is the gate. We'll kind of Chris off and Ashley are kind of leading, spearheading on as far as the gate and the parking. I think that'll get us open at least. You know, we got 24,000 as far as grants when it comes to that. So I mean, we can really get that going as soon as possible, really.
Yeah, I think they're waiting for some
Yeah,
estimates.
it gets the quotes, yeah, so I mean, I think that's already active, but honestly, that'll get us open. But as far as everything else.
One more question, then I'm quiet.
No, go for it, just for
Catherine, what kind of a timeline can you give us on getting the numbers as far as, you know, how much is available for this board to spend on the park?
I can get it to you by the end of the week.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah. I'll take it from there.
Good question. We talked about the park benches and the park tables or whatever. So we have the money for that, right?
Yes.
So can we go ahead and start getting bids for that or whatever? Or who's responsible for that?
I know they're doing the gates, I'm not sure about table, I haven't confirmed with tables and benches.
I know they're doing signs,
So I
but
know sign the gates,
signs and gates are priority. I don't-
I'm not sure.
I can get that together for you guys too for the next meeting, so we can move forward on that project and spend that
I'm
night.
just saying, that's something real simple, we can get a couple of guys out here to do.
Yeah, I think if we had a contractor to install
Yeah,
stuff,
you know,
or
that stuff done like real fast. I mean, we gotta show some type of progress, we just sitting there twiddling our thumbs, and, keep on saying, if we got the money, let's do it, let's go ahead and do it, knock those benches out, make those tables done, so somebody can see some type of progress, you know what I'm saying?
On day one, you just started, it doesn't have to be
Yeah,
the ultimate.
right,
But
right, right.
something.
but you want to have a place where
give
people
a-
can sit down.
As the citizens, it's a beautiful place.
Yes,
I've gotten in there several times, you just driven all the way around a pickup truck and just say, this is awesome.
Yeah, it really is. It is.
So we can follow up with an email, can you, I'm not sure, I know they work with construction, I know Ashley works with construction specifically, so I'm not sure if she has better quotes for park benches or whatnot, I know you said you can look at some quotes. I'll do my part, and I'm not really sure who to reach out to, but I'll reach out and do my part, but if you could, kind of put an email together for us as far as bench quotes, so we can have something for the November meeting, so we can solidify at least benches and tables in November, I think we can come together and. Because I'll do my part and look up and reach out to people, I know some people work at Lowe's, they may know contractors, so, we can, like I said, we can start with that, and, because I agree, something needs to happen for the year. Whether it be benches or gates, something needs to happen, so,
Yeah, the gate would be ideal.
yeah,
Yeah,
something, so. Any other thoughts or discussion on beef? Kind of put that one to the table and come back, we have a more defined budget. Yes, all right, C, determine events already approved by council, proposed events for 2026, review established event policy and procedures. Once again, the policy and procedures all in the ordinance, but like I said, I just think total by ordinance need to be amended,
Yeah. it's not-
to be honest. And, do you know what events we have, the council
Yes,
have?
the
event lined up?
council, because like they had done a Halloween event, and I haven't heard anything about that. Does she do anything about that?
I have not heard anything about that.
So I don't know whether they're doing that or not, and that, I know the town is having a Christmas parade.
Mhm.
And so I was thinking that you and Ashley, we need to decorate a park or something for the park.
Right.
We used to do,
No,
when I was,
or-
when my granddad was the mayor originally, we did a Christmas tree lighting. I'm not sure if the town does it anymore, but
I don't know if they do one.
They do at council, like there's a tree here.
Okay.
They do that lighting at that December council.
okay, I mean, I think.
And then they bring the kids in, the littles in and share gifts with them.
I think if it's still happening, if not happening, you do it again, but as far as events for 26, do you know anything yet?
No, so that,
Right. I was gonna bring up some events that we possibly do. Just some ideas that I'm thinking in my mind. Two things, one is I would love, we did, I don't know, it was 2 or 3 years ago, where we did a fun run in the health fair. We had a lot of people at the park, we had the local clinic came in and they provided all the health stations, it didn't cost the town anything. People registered to do the walk and the run, and we had food vendors come out there.
Did they run in the park?
No, they ran from the town hall to the park.
Town hall to park.
Yes, it was I think it
5K?
was 5K. Did you run that? Or no?
JC.
I know my son ran it a couple of times. We had a bunch of people came out here and ran into me. And
Oh,
it
everybody.
really didn't cost us anything. The most cost was the pie was the t-shirts for the people who was in the event, and they paid for it. They registered and they paid to run.
And
You know-
then got a t-shirt for.
Yes, definitely. They paid to run to get the t-shirt and the clinic. They provided all the health stuff. Because they came into town and did everything. We can ask for some vendors to be out there, and so the vendors can pay a fee to come out there and sell food to the people that's gonna be out there. And we can build it up. I just think it's something real simple. It's not gonna take a lot of work to do. Other than some committees, and we can get together with the clinic and come up with a date or whatever, so to speak. It's something for the town to come out and, to do whatever. It's all being about, it's about being healthy and stuff like that, and it's not gonna cost us a bunch of money. We might make something on it, maybe, I don't know, $1,500, $2,000, but it's something, and it's something that's gonna bring the community together. Now, that's not something we gotta do, but just as one of my thoughts. I did it before here at for the town years ago, and we had a lot of people running. It's probably about, I think we had like 36 to 40 runners registered. Fleet Feet came out, they did the daggone finish line for us, they gave everybody a little badge or something who competed to run. It was something, that was real simple and it was nice, and we had a lot of people out there.
It sounds like a great thing. It
Yeah,
really
it
does.
And was it
I wonder if
run
there's
by,
any-
Ma'am?
was the health clinic run by St. James Santee?
Yes,
Health?
ma'am.
So isn't the town connected somehow with Roper Hospital as well?
I think we might have,
I
some
think-
connections there, whatever, and I'm sure they would probably love to help us.
Right,
And I know just with the, I think Costco, right, does some stuff with it, something, donated water, or whatever, something else to get. Those things can be done very easily.
Right.
I mean, it's nothing, no big brainchild to get all that, done or whatever. And the other thing on my mind, I would love to see us do, is to do something for 4th of July.
It's a big one.
Yeah, it's a big one, but it's, but in that park, if we get a fireworks show. Who else does a fireworks show out here? Between here and Georgetown, who does a fireworks show? Nobody.
does the little, does Seawee Bay Baptist Church, don't they do it?
That was the same fireworks show that I organized. I did that.
Cause it,
They had the money, so therefore my name wasn't on it, but it was my idea. I brought it to them and we did like 2 years in a row. But I'm just saying, that's a program, that's something we can do. I mean, the biggest event is, the most expensive is gonna be, I guess,
fireworks.
security. And paying for whoever's gonna be a pyrotechnic guy, who's gonna be doing who's gonna do that. I don't know what it costs to do that anymore. But I know the guy who did it for us in the past is pretty reasonable, so I don't know if he's gonna be able to, I don't know where that guy is at,
I think you need to be on this committee.
man.
I think you need to be on this committee.
I thought I was gonna give him a party. I'm not sure, I'm not sure if I'm gonna give him that. But my thing is this,
Yeah, great.
well, I mean, that was my profession for 30 years.
Well,
I played events.
Yeah, no,
No, but yeah, you're not on it, so you
I'm just
should-
saying, we could, that's something, I mean, if, it's not gonna take a whole lot, I think everybody would buy in and coming out to a fireworks show.
Of course they would.
You get the whole town of Plentiful, you get some people from Mount Pleasant might even come, and we got the entire town of Almondale. Charge a small fee or not charge a fee, but I'm thinking that
My
we just
question
need,
is,
we just need not to lose money. Ma'am,
I was wondering if we have to get our ideas approved.
oh, yeah, we gotta get approved by the council, no doubt about that, they're not just going.
So we need to throw something at them and they need to say yay or nay, or they're gonna give us money for it, or how does this work?
When you look at the crowds, if you go to Mount Pleasant or you go to any of the big areas, what it takes to get to a position where you can watch the fireworks.
Right.
And then you got, the little kids can't run around and all that kind of stuff. My family lives in Dallas. They drive somewhere and get a motel room where they can watch the fireworks. I mean, it's just hard to get close to. But yeah, some.
Well, I mean, and we had 2 fireworks shows up here at CB Bay. Several years ago, probably about maybe 5 years ago, whatever, so we had. We got the water out there where the guy can get behind the water where it's not gonna be affecting anybody, so it could be a nice show. We got plenty of parking out there. We just gotta get it organized, just be all on the same accord. I mean, I know we're not the biggest town in the world, whatever, but I don't think it's gonna cost that much to do these things. I mean, that's just my opinion. And we got plenty of time to raise money or whatever, do some things. Like I said before, in one of the meetings before, we can ask some of these big companies like Boeing and Nucor, ask for donation.
Right.
I mean, these people are paying.
To be sponsors, to sponsor our.
Yeah, the sponsor, because I don't know if y'all know, but Newport built a whole playground out there in Kane Hawaii. It's basketball court, all kinds of stuff, a bathroom, a shelter for where you can go in and cook and all that stuff. There's plenty of money, because we got a lot of guys in this community who work for Newport.
Well, there are a lot of people too that, for example, and I've got a long history with REI. I mean, but those kind of people would sponsor stuff, there's a
Yes.
population growing out here that doesn't know about them.
Correct.
And this would be a neat place for them to get involved, not just in one thing, but in a thing where there's athletic shoes and there's kayaks and there's
Right,
all the different things that they do, and all of it's soft impact.
right.
So I have a question though, it's like, okay, so the fundraising and grants committee doesn't say anything about fundraising, it just talks about grants.
Well,
So how do these things get coordinated? If there's a fundraising committee, are they gonna do sponsorships and stuff, or I'm not quite sure how this is.
They're just all, we're just all in subcommittees, but at the end of the day, we come together, and like, technically, Mr. Cohen's name wasn't on the bench community, but I mean, we're all coming together.
Oh, yeah, I want to nominate Jeffrey for this committee.
well, yeah, I mean, just like what he was saying, he was saying about the group that he knows, they might sponsor.
REI is a nationwide, co-op of
Right.
outdoor stuff. And they're generally they're a nonprofit. Okay, and so I would think there's so many things that would pertain to all the things we do out here.
Correct.
That would involve, and where they would get and would be happy to get involved. I just don't know how you approach them.
And then,
I don't either, see, that's what I don't know, and that's what you
I
said.
don't mind doing it,
Do
and,
that.
you know,
And that's
Well,
what
my thing is first, I would have to have permission from the town that he was speaking to these people.
See that, yeah.
I
See,
can't-
that's why
I can't go and say-
Circular.
But y'all give us no money in the town, so they don't want me to do it.
According to this.
no, but you could approach it from the aspect of, this is what we're thinking.
Correct.
Is this something that you would be willing to partner up with us for? And then we could say, yes, they are, then go to council and say, we've spoken to them, they're willing to partner with us to make this a successful event. We have the documentation to support that, and then
I would actually take
Or
it one
just-
step
Huh?
back.
Or
Yeah.
you can.
I would,
Can't?
can't do that.
You can't.
Oh, can't, okay.
According to this, you can.
Okay, cool,
what
cool.
page is that?
This is, the second to last page.
Second to last.
Coordinating, facilitating, part programs, activities, and events include establishing policy, procedures, permits as needed. This may involve working with independent contractors.
there you go.
But then on the other side, we still have to, you can talk to them, but then I guess bring it to council. So I guess you probably would take the
I
right.
talk to, like
I
I
was
said,
actually gonna say, if it's an already approved event by the council and you guys are taking it on to kind of make the event happen. Then like getting fundraisers, getting people to sponsor the event, that would be all under the approved event by the council.
correct.
So like. And there's up to 4 events that get approved each year, that's like from like the town standpoint for fundraising events.
Okay,
Anything else that's kind of the offshoots that's not from presented by us, so like the cyclists that come every year that are gonna be coming and, well, they requested for April, but then they need to push it back to May. Is that still going to be approved by the council? Probably, because they've already approved it to say once that they're gonna be in there. So kind of like those offshoot events get approved by council, but the 4 big ones. It's my understanding for the interpretation of the ordinance that it's supposed to come to y'all to say, hey guys, this is our idea, we would like to do a 4th of July event, we wanna do fireworks, we wanna go and get it. This is how much we're gonna charge. This is the event date that we have, this is the rain date, and we're gonna move forward and handle all of the promotions and doing all of this. Then council votes and says A or nay, and then the board takes it on to say how we fundraise it. How do we do community engagement? How do we advertise this? Who do we go to? That's how I interpret it. I could also be wrong, but that is my interpretation of the ordinance.
well, so like the fun run and health fair that Jeffrey was talking about, I don't know that that would qualify as a fundraising event, one of those big 4. Could that be like an offshoot thing? Because,
That
if
could
we
be.
wanna raise money, I love the idea, and I think it's a great community engagement thing, but it's not gonna raise money.
Right.
So we do
I think
need
so.
And
money.
that's like the Halloween event. too.
Yeah,
That-
exactly,
The
exactly.
Halloween event, the Easter.
Easter
egg
event,
hunt,
yeah,
The
yeah,
health fair, those things aren't big money makers.
right.
We don't wanna look at that as, you know, we're gonna draw money. That's a service that we're gonna provide to the community.
There's some things like
That's a good way to
priming,
put that.
priming the pump for the park, as he's a fun run or something like that. Just done for fun, not for raising money. It wouldn't be, like you say, it wouldn't be that expensive. It would get people to go out there and.
Yeah, we go out there.
Yeah.
and park.
And then the
Yeah.
the
And we
mothers
can
and
also-
fathers would go out there waiting for
We
them.
can also have the table out there saying, hey, we're asking for donations.
Right.
Somebody might say, oh, yeah, sure, no problem. You never know. Somebody might be well off and just say, put a check in there
Yeah.
for $500-600 or more.
And I wanna say you brought it up, a few meetings ago as far as, you know, like, having your name engraved on a brick or something like that.
Sponsorship,
I think that's
Well,
what we could do.
but for nice benches in honor of your family or in honor of your grandfather,
Right.
those kinds of things. That's done in a lot of places,
Yeah.
around the
Oh, yeah.
country, especially long walking trails and stuff like that. And I think that's where you get your best benches, if you will.
Mhm. Yeah, probably so, because they want them to last.
Well, this was good. Any other, ideas so far for a potential event for 2026?
Well, I kind of think an oyster roast would be fun.
Like a fall festival oyster roast?
Yeah,
That's-
well, yeah, you could do that.
Well,
I don't know,
they have to
maybe-
be done in our month. I don't need.
Our
oysters. I
month,
just need
yeah.
to eat oysters
Oh,
in
sure.
our month.
Right, so I don't know whether it's better to have it in the early part of the year, like in March, you know, they have the one over at Boone Hall in January.
Yeah.
So I don't know when would be a good time to do it.
I'd say later months when it's cool, we can, I don't know if we can incorporate it with like a bonfire or something like that. I'm not sure the law for that out there, but I think we could make it like an actual like big fall festival. I'm not sure what we would call it. But
So are people harvesting oysters now and eating them? I,
Yeah.
I mean,
it's,
The season-
But
the season
yeah.
just official.
Yeah,
but aren't the better oysters at the end of the season?
The bad oysters are one of the worst. to-
cold.
yeah,
Right, that
You
would
know,
be like.
and one of the things that's interesting is
Yeah.
the water temperature is more important than the month.
Right.
And.
That's
and
true.
The
That's why in, you know, January,
Yeah,
February,
the
March.
flavor and the oysters are, I got a backyard with oysters in it, and I just wait for it to get cool enough to start eating.
There's slimy things.
They don't have to be too slimy. There's different ways to fix them.
I tell you,
But
when we're roasting oysters, there are some of us who stand there and shuck them and eat them raw while we're waiting for the ones on the fire to get ready.
yeah, that one I can't do. A little lemon juice at least. But, yeah, so I don't know, if the council is up for trying another event. Like what just happened when we didn't make any money.
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say, I think we should have maybe like a small Christmas event, maybe like a small Christmas tree lighting.
Christmas market or.
Yeah, something like that, but I think we should wait till next year to do any more events, because we need to properly plan. And be in the same board as council, because I felt like with the offense, we just weren't all in the same.
We were
page.
not, we
I
were
don't-
not.
So,
You know, it's like the old, walk before you run. If
right,
we can get open
Right.
and then
And do
just
some.
prime the pump with a fun run and begin, just to get people aware that it's there, it's available, it's a great place.
That's another question. So somebody said there's gators out there in that water?
Yeah, there are.
There
There'll
are,
always be
there's
alligators.
always alligators in the pond like that.
Always.
I was just thinking of something for the kids, maybe fishing, a little fishing tournament of some sort. But I don't know if that's gonna be.
You got alligators in the pond down there.
At the sea
nature center.
And they-
When they have the fishing things down there at the nature center, there are alligators in there.
Yeah.
We're standing there, all the kids and everybody out there fishing, the alligators swimming across.
do we have, speaking of signs, do we have signs that say warning?
Yes,
Okay.
there are.
Actually, I think you can get those free from DNR.
Okay,
Yes, yeah,
If you put a freshwater pond in your yard, you will have just created a pond that an alligator will come to.
I know that they move a lot too, but it was mainly from Mayor Green that said that she witnessed when she was standing near there, that one was creating a wake. which is why I always get hesitant personally with the safety around the pond edge. But I mean, if we got DNR out for an event to say like, hey, can you give us some safe spaces? I'm sure, because they come out to other events too. But it could be another idea.
Well, if we're supposed to have fundraisers, or you wanna just maybe wait until later in the year and would not do four? Is that what I'm hearing you're
Much
saying?
better chance to get success if we get the thing open and we are, in action.
So why don't we try then maybe having the Fourth of July, I mean, have the fun run or the health fair thing, absolutely. But as far as a big event, why don't we just try the Fourth of July as our first one, and that gives us time to. Maybe get our act together a little bit better, get benches and
I think
stuff out there.
one of the things to keep in mind that with the changes with the Park Service and all the rest of that, the All in All Nature Festival has been a huge success for years. That may go away. In terms of all those organizations.
Yes,
If we could do something that would embrace that crowd and have some of the same attention and so forth, I think it would be.
if that other one goes away, I think
And we're gonna know that. I think
That's
we'll
gonna
know
be
that
really
pretty soon. My wife has been working on it since day one.
I know, I worked with her.
Yeah, they've been involved in this thing a long time, and if it is not going to happen, then we should at least try to find something to do with that period, that time.
Yeah,
That's great.
well, I think we'll find out next week.
Yeah.
Whether that's gonna
Good.
happen.
That would be, that should be time enough, but that time and spot is really, really valuable.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. And if that's not gonna happen, I think that would be the thing to do.
I think if Patricia is gonna be available, then she's probably gonna make it happen, but, it's just, I don't know.
If she's gonna live here,
Huh?
if she's gonna live here.
Yeah.
So. We'll find out.
We go to the same orthopedic surgeon, so I'm gonna tell you something, she kind of went out kind of like I am.
She's what?
Shoulders and
Oh, I know.
knees.
I know. I appreciate that for sure.
Yeah, I know you do.
Yeah, do we have a 501(c)(3)? Are we technically a non-profit organization?
So you're a committee underneath the town, so at one point they did try to set it up as a 501(c)(3), but that fell through, which is why now it's under the town ordinance.
Okay, gotcha. Just curious about that. So all hearts and minds clear about kind of have an idea, just kind of priorities, get the thing open first, and then I still want us to marinate on event ideas. I still think we can do four events at 26 transparently. But obviously I think getting it open first is definitely big. I think the oyster roast is a great idea for next November, December, wherever the case may be. I think we can have a spring festival. I think we could have the 4th of July thing and just pull something up. I think we can really pull off 4 events. We gotta just really work at it and put our minds together, but Friday number 1, getting it open. So I'm all for that. So any other questions about C or comments?
No,
I think if we can get it open, word of mouth will be.
For sure.
Just be amazing. That place to go out there, if enough to just we'll go out and walk around and look at that. Picnic or whatever.
1,000%. What else? All right, D, park operation, determine the process of funding entrance at parking lots. 2, complete initial parking signage, establish coordinating mowing and maintenance schedule. I wish I had more information on this, but I know Ashley and Chris Otter kind of taking the lead on that. Do we have, I am curious about how often do they mow? Like, is there a scheduling for mowing? Is that something that we need to do, or they're doing it?
Now, the growing season is,
In the,
we're coming up on the end of the growing season.
Right.
in the summer months, they were mainly cutting it like almost every other week,
Okay.
cutting it, then now it's like kind of slow down to about this month. But some of the current mowing contract incorporates mowing the town grounds here and the water plants in addition to the park, the berm, and then where the town sign is.
So that's already budgeted.
Oh, so we don't
Yeah.
need to worry about that.
Okay.
But if you wanted to make other improvements to like specifically for that park and changing any part of how often you guys cut the grass, or like how often you would like to see the grass cut. If we wanted to do anything with the sweetgrass that's growing around there, any other improvement or maintenance parts, that would be, I think, part of the park operations.
How hard is it? How hard is it to go to the first sweetgrass?
It's not hard at all.
Yeah, one of the things that's interesting, and I know it may not be a problem around here, but I keep hearing about the inability to get sweetgrass, to make baskets and so forth. It'd be pretty neat if we had an area where you would intentionally root sweetgrass and it could be harvested.
Isn't that what's growing next to the pond? Isn't that sweetgrass or no?
It's probably cord grass.
Grass, crop, cord grass, I think.
Yeah, but they use a lot of cord grass in basket too, I think.
Plus, it's pretty. It's
It
beautiful.
is.
So as far as the cutting schedule, the only thing that I would like to add is that if the park is open and being used, rather than cutting every 2 weeks, it might need to be cut weekly during those summer
It
months.
may, yeah.
Just to make sure that it's groomed properly.
And what about trail maintenance? How's that gonna be handled? Because that's gonna need, I mean, they're not gonna cut that, with a mower, but we're gonna need somebody to, walk those trails once a month. I mean, make sure that there aren't branches coming down all over the place and on top of people, so.
Good idea. Okay. Any other comments or concerns so far on that? Okay, last but not least, legacy and cultural affairs. Determine way forward to integrate legacy and history in the park activities, signage and advertising, work with events and community subcommittees to incorporate highlights, cultural connections, establish partnership with local historical societies and museums.
I would add the forest and the refuge to those two societies, because that's important out here.
Absolutely. Well, I think me and you're spearheading this, but obviously if anybody has any, Chris, I'll actually send us something really
He
nice.
did, he sent us a nice article from the newspaper about this gentleman that, spearheaded the, Gullah Geechee corridor.
Yeah.
And, did you see that article?
I did.
Yeah, so he sent us this article, so I think we're definitely gonna need to contact him.
Absolutely. And yeah, I think just personally, my family as well, I get reached out to a lot of my family who's been here since.
Well, see, that's what
And
I
that's
need.
what we need to
That's
do.
what I need.
We need
So,
to- we need
don't
to
reach
tap
out by
into people
yourself.
that-
Reach- Tag me along.
Absolutely.
Because I want to learn.
Absolutely. If
Yeah.
you're open to,
I am absolutely
I love learning myself, so,
Yeah. Absolutely.
I can, whenever we can, we'll connect on email, at some point, and we can schedule a lunch or something, we can meet up and we can discuss what we know and go from there and.
Yeah.
Make it happen, so, I think as far as, are we keeping that entrance thing, turnstile entrance at the park, or are we?
I know that there have been discussions, because but it was set up for it, and it's kind of deteriorating a little bit. But to kind of corrals going, but maybe putting something else there.
Okay.
I know that there have been discussions, but nothing formalized, of potentially doing like an open gazebo or something like that.
Gotcha. I would like that. I think if we, because I think the initial idea was to kind of, to get like, signs and stuff to outline the wall when we were going for the office, but that didn't work out. But if you're not keeping that, if we're gonna remove that, then I'm gonna 86 that whole entire plan. But as far, I just didn't need to go ahead and do some research and really dig deep and then come back to the table. Because I don't think it'd be that easy to, I think it'd be pretty easy to put up signage and maybe a small, like I said, a gazebo, maybe a small museum gazebo, or maybe some kind of small shed, I don't know. To make like a miniature museum, maybe not a shed, but you know what I mean? Just-
Facial expression.
Yeah, I mean, not a shed, but like something open format to where we can really discuss, the wildlife on the history on the Gullah Geechee community, just a space. It don't have to be And we honestly, we could put it throughout the whole entire park. We could talk about specific trees. So this is an oak tree that we can do. There's so many things that, I'm just thinking, I'm just, I'll you guys will take a
Have you been to the shell ring? Have you been to the shell ring?
I,
So they have places set up
Mhm.
throughout that walk. It's a really.
It's, yeah, it is, it's nice.
But they have places set up where they have, I don't know, it's pretty big. It's like a wall board and they have a bunch of information on it. It's
Mhm.
under plexiglass, so it doesn't get destroyed by the weather.
Right.
And it's got a little angled roof on the top and they have those set up throughout walking that trail.
something just like that. Yeah.
Some of the trails around, like, I think they're kind of worn out now, the trail down to the Sheldon,
Mhm.
this close by, but it had signs that told about
Yeah, that's.
you go, you know, the pine tree,
Right.
just all those kinds of things along a trail would really be, you know, you have to keep the kids moving.
Right, exactly. Well, cool, yeah, we just like I said, maybe you'll get together and obviously y'all feel free. These are all subcommittees, but at the end of the day, we're on board, so even if not on a certain subcommittee or you're not on a subcommittee, please feel free to give input. We all matter, of course, all matter. So, like I said, anything that you need advice or an idea that you guys have, we're all in this together, so. Any else?
Well, I was just gonna say, even the churches in the area would be probably really good
Oh,
resources
100%.
for cultural stuff as well.
1000%.
Yeah.
I want to definitely want to get up with people who lived through Hurricane Hugo so they can tell their stories. But I want to see all that. Because that changed the shape of all dog.
Yeah, it did.
So definitely want to get it with them because that's legacy in itself. So
Yeah, for sure. Oh,
I was not alive yet, so I know nothing.
I was here, but I was West Ashley.
All right, cool. Any common questions, concerns?
Well, I mean, as far as simply, I mean, I would like to see if we, like, whenever our next meeting is, whatever, if we can go out to the park and meet there first.
That'd be great.
I think that's a great
Let's go
idea.
out there.
Go a little earlier.
So we can all be on the same page, what things look like and stuff, because I'm not. Some things we're saying, people are like looking like, I don't, whatever, just so we can all see what everybody else is seeing, if we're on the same page. I just think we need to have a little meeting out there, maybe just the first 30 minutes or whatever, just,
Yeah, we talked about that last time. We need to do that.
Yeah.
okay.
The time change is gonna come in 2 weeks, so instead of getting dark at 7, it'll be getting dark at 6. What about a Saturday morning?
Yeah, Saturday morning or something.
Well, I mean, that's possible, but I'm not gonna guarantee I won't be here on Saturday morning. My business just takes me out on Saturday morning, it's a tough thing to do on Saturday morning. I'm not saying you can't, but you just never know when it's gonna
Or is
happen.
there another time that would be better?
So can we just be like,
Don't just leave it Saturday morning, just leave it Saturday morning, we'll make something to make that happen. I'll make some, I got guys that work for me too, so it's not like that.
What about 5 o'clock?
The meeting day, just push the
Like
meeting
hour.
earlier.
Yeah, we can set up 2 different meetings, so one would be kind of an advertisement that says that the park board is meeting at the park. And then coming back here at 6 o'clock, having a second one, or 6:30, however, park board will come back and be advertised, so in that way. Because we're all in a group discussing about the park, it's covering up to say that we're meeting out there, we're out there, and that if the public does want to join, they're welcome to.
Okay, cool. So, update on discussion on park budget. I think we just kind of went over this, current mowing schedule, and other park contracts currently in place. I feel like we just went over all this. Any questions or comments?
No, so the only outstanding apart from the mowing that's also incorporated with all of the other mowing schedule. Was Carroll Consulting, but that ended June 30th, it ended with the All Fest.
Okay, all right, number 8, park commission statement discussion. I believe this is the point, I did not marinate on this, but I do believe we do need a park commission statement. Any ideas, or y'all want to just kind of marinate on this when I come back in November with the idea of the commission statement?
I don't think, did Chris run one?
I think he did.
I think he
Oh.
put in a bunch of information, he went on
Yeah,
there,
it's in here.
and it cranked out an outstanding.
Yeah, let's wait and see what they got.
Yeah, that was months ago.
Okay,
Yeah, he's got something.
Yeah,
so do we want to, what's
I think that'd be a
the?
good starting point, because
We can post, this was just an open discussion, you don't have to vote on anything.
Okay. So we all good with just waiting for Chris on and maybe coming up with our own ideas as well for November.
I'll tell you what, I'm an analog brain, but AI just fascinates me. Yeah, because you can take stuff, push a little bit of stuff in and it'll do
That
impressive.
definitely create that for you.
What's that?
I said it will definitely create it for you.
All right.
What, if it doesn't know, it'll make it up.
Yeah, be careful, yeah. Number 9, discussion of the park master plan. Thoughts? I think the master plan is obviously to make it an enjoyable place for the community of Allendale and visitors, and to have it a safe, place where we can enjoy nature and enjoy, the outside of Allendale.
Well, there was a master plan, for, I think actually, this was in July. Near term phase, and I don't know where this came from, but it was a. See this,
I know we talked about last council meeting.
so I
Chris,
think that
Chris put that together too?
he may have.
Yeah.
That looks like it came from the green belt.
I'm not sure, but,
I gotta look at my email, I know I have a copy, I know Chris did put something similar.
Because there were 3 different plans put out originally by Bill Wallace,
I have not.
and none of them got approved. There was also ones for different stuff that the green belt said that we couldn't do, so like camping, right, or other stuff like that. But, or like there was at one point putting in like an amphitheater or like a stage, and they said no, because it needs to be a passive park. Right. They also said if we wanted to put in like a dog park area, that would also have to change the agreement of the green belt. Like dogs are allowed, but if you wanted a designated dog park area. Mhm. So
what
there's,
about like frisbee?
no, first off, would be fine, like, kind of like at, Park Circle, like you're putting up just like the barrels and saying like frisbee golf, that would be allowed,
So
but
you're
not like the
setting
park,
aside.
like, you're not setting aside and putting in like a fenced area for like specifically a dog park.
Right,
So you just said frisbee, so is it possible we can put out a disc golf course down there?
Oh, I thought that's
Yeah.
what you were talking about.
that's, yeah.
Frisbee, is that it? Disc
Yeah.
golf? Like they have over at
Yeah.
Seaweed?
Yes.
Yeah, I think we ought to.
I mean, I played it one time, it's not my fancy, but I'm saying people like to play
There's
it.
a lot of people that play.
There's some people actually can do that stuff.
Yes, and they would come out here to do that too, so I think that would probably be, I don't know whether we should just write up a list of each of things that we think should happen in the park and go from there for our master plan.
Yeah, so do you have a copy of the original master plan? or-
I do, I think I've got all 3, and if I haven't sent them, I thought I sent them to you, but if I didn't, I do.
You may have, you might send it.
Well,
I just-
I can send it again, just to make sure that every single person has it, yeah.
So this master plan, it was already created, we just have to kind of
There-
revise it.
There's 3 versions, yeah, so it
Yeah.
would be revised and you can pick and choose.
Oh, yeah.
The other ones.
Yeah.
But, because there was. Multiple, yeah, like I said, multiple versions and then different things popped up.
Okay, cool, update on joint meeting with town council date. My suggestion is to wait until after this election is over, so we figure out who's who and what's what. Maybe even, like, I think you could suggest it January, but I'm
Well, you can also do December so at the December meeting as well, that's when everybody takes the oath of office, so it's kind of the changing of the guard. In addition to that, and then the first official meeting is January where they start taking, well. They take their seats in December, but then January is where they start moving on.
gotcha.
But it can be at any point in time with the council, if you'd like to meet with the council now, I believe that we were aiming for November 12th. Cause that's the next park board meeting, the reason why it's on Wednesday is because it's Veterans Day, so we're closed on Tuesday, the 11th.
Okay.
Now, if that date doesn't work for everybody, we can always move the meeting to a different special called meeting.
Did council agree that November 12th work for them?
I'd have to follow back up with them, cause I know that it was also discussed at the October meeting too, to meet. But I didn't get like a affirmative A or nay.
So just tentative date, November 12th.
But again, if that could be, if you guys would like to wait, we can. That would be
What do you suggest?
I can see it go both ways. If you would like to get more clarification on the current ordinance as it stands with this current council, they're the ones that drafted it. We can sit and talk with them to talk about that. Personally, I mean, with all of the changing, I would say things could change if you're starting to roll down the path one way to mainly getting the park open, but all of the other nitty gritty logistics, policies could change. Could see some benefits of waiting instead of moving down on one path and then changing midstream.
But whoever,
Well, we could understand.
whoever gets
Yeah.
elected is gonna want this park open.
Mhm.
I can't imagine somebody coming in here and saying we don't want the park. So,
You got it. I mean, you know.
I know, so I don't know, I would vote, we meet with them and.
You can have as many meetings with the council as you'd like, but that would be. For me, for like the strict policies for like the current ordinance, I would say yes, let's meet with the current council, because they're the ones that approved it. But like for if it's going to change or other policies that are gonna happen. We're not sure what's going to happen come
And that
November.
could take 6 months.
Well. It could, or they could come in and say like, hey, we're gonna discuss it this. That would be like a more directive from y'all of what you would like to do. As the board, like what would you feel comfortable with? Cause from the staff perspective, we will always make sure that. We'll have a meeting, we'll schedule the meeting, we'll make sure that council's there. For like a joint workshop, because then also we're going to plan at the November meeting to meet at 5 o'clock. And then scheduling council to also be at the park with y'all, or saying that
No.
at the November meeting. Or doing the park meeting at another date, like meeting specifically at the park and then coming back and then having the meeting. Or are we doing it on Saturday? Trying to schedule a Saturday. In November.
I was okay with, I'm personally okay, I'm okay with either, 5 sounds okay to
Yeah,
me,
I'm okay with
but
that.
whatever works for everyone.
Well, if we do it at 5 o'clock, it'll be limited to an hour. If we go there on Saturday morning, the next day for 2.
Yeah.
Whatever works for everyone, I'm decently flexible, if I gotta be out of town, I'll just, somebody virtual, Zoom me in, there won't be an issue, I think, I mean, can we, I mean, I guess if we can see councils available, if they're okay with November 12th, but like I said, it's just, I guess that's right after the election, so we won't know who's who's who and.
Well, they don't
Well,
get
we should
sworn
do
in.
that.
until-
Okay, so it's still be, okay, so, okay.
Yeah, we'll know.
Because even at the November 6th town council meeting, it's still the current council, because I don't think the election is certified until that Thursday
Gotcha, okay.
at the election. office.
Any other comments, concerns about topic 9? Cool, number 10, public comments. I think we're good on that, board member comments.
When we ask council to do these events, or when should we be asking those questions? We gotta come up to a town council meeting and speak in front of everybody and ask for approval to start.
Yes,
information?
well, I wouldn't say the approval to start, I would say for the ones that we have solidified, say this is our plan. This event to get the approval. Would have to be at the town council meeting, and you could do that underneath the municipal park board agenda item. So like, with the report, we would say approval for these events, in addition to the report. Was that right?
Right. For next time, and for like the November meeting, we should do.
Well,
that.
like for the November meeting, you can start to do it too, like if we wanted to put together the Fun Run Health Clinic when we set a date. That would be one.
Okay.
We need
But
to
for
have,
the,
do
for
we
the,
need to have a date for them?
I would have a date, I would have more information to say like, this is the date, this is when we're gonna start advertising it, this is what we're planning on doing. And we're gonna coordinate it.
Okay, well, I'll get with the health clinic and see if we got any connections with somebody said they got connection with Roper or something like that.
Well, I was
There's
just wondering if
critical
the
people
town
from-
has any kind of institutional knowledge from when they did this before. is there anything you would?
I'd have to talk with staff on that since I wasn't here at the time, so I wouldn't be able
There's
to.
been some nurses that from Roper that have come up here and spoken, and they have done some events for people.
Oh, yeah, somebody was doing training for, the AED or what it is. Yeah.
Oh, well, the fire department was doing the AED and then they were also doing that, hands-only CPR training.
Yeah.
But I know that, when I started, there was an event at Mount Nebo that had like a bunch of different, it had the county and it had also MUSC, Roper and other information for people, and then the school also had a bunch of, it was a fair, but it was also information for the students to figure out what the town does, Berkeley Electric. MUSC again was there, the sheriff's office. So we can also piggyback off of those community members too.
Yeah,
Those were just two that I've seen so far. I know that there's others too. I know that the senior center does a bunch of events too.
yeah, I would think they do, yeah, so we'll have to think back to that, yeah.
Cool. Any
And-
other?
The only thing for the fireworks is I would definitely get Chief Gadsden about the best location and like the wind trajectory for the fireworks.
For the proposal to town,
Mm-hmm.
okay. I don't know how to do this, so I'm just, yeah.
Well, because I've seen it done two different ways. Sorry to kind of interject, but I've seen it done at Folly Beach where they had it shooting off from the beach and the logistics of the tides and stuff, and so sometimes that canceled it. But at Seabrook, they had it on the golf course, and the problem with the location that they always had was where the wind was going to go, because then the debris from the fireworks sometimes went into the neighboring condos that were right there. So that would just be one thing if I would sit with somebody who can look at the park and be like, okay, here's the best location to put it, making sure that we have enough fencing. I always trust the fire department to know the best part about that, or somebody walking the park and being like, okay, it gets really breezy over here, maybe
Yeah.
let's not put the fireworks here, so. Making sure that debris outfall is easy cleanup.
Yes, for sure. Okay.
Cool. Anybody else? All hearts and minds clear? Alright, this meeting is adjourned.
Okay.
Yeah.